Five secret tips to reinvent yourself in 2025. Well, you must be wondering why have we come out with a 2025 action plan video in the month of May. This is exactly why, because 5 months of the year are over, and if you still haven't made progress towards your goals that you set on Jan 1st or some time back, chances are that you are doing something wrong, right? So I want to share with you how we are now making tremendous progress in our digital agency. In fact, I'll put it this way, what took me 12 years in corporate training in terms of revenues, we are actually achieving in the first year, 14 months into starting a digital agency. So touch wood, with God's grace, it's all working very well. And I want to share with you some of the stuff that I myself did in making some very rapid progress towards my goals. All right. A quick introduction. My name is Maneesh Konkar. On this channel, we come up with stuff on career success, positive thinking, self-improvement, sales and marketing tips. These are the topics on which we have been doing corporate training for the last more than 20 years. And we also have some online courses along these lines. We also run a digital marketing agency. So if you have some requirements along those lines, you know what to do. All right, let's begin. So the first thing that we talk about is getting rid of your limiting beliefs. I want to share with you, it's got something to do with the law of attraction. We don't succeed to the extent that you deserve. We succeed to the extent of your beliefs. And many of us unknowingly carry some limiting beliefs. For example, if I were to ask you right now, what are your beliefs on money? Or what are your beliefs on career success? And write down, take a minute, pause this video and write down the first two or three things that come to your mind about money. And when we asked this question in one of our training programs, one of the guys said, you need money to make money, right? Now see what is happening. What does this belief do? This person has probably seen only rich people make a lot of money, and they started off with a crore and made it into multiple crores. Now, if you are the kind of person who thinks like that, if this is your belief system, then see what is happening. If you don't have money today, there is no way on earth that you are going to be able to attract money, because your belief system is that only rich people attract more money. That is the belief system that pushes other people away. We see a lot of people, talking about other rich people with jealousy. And when you criticize success in other people, like that man, either you will find people criticizing success in terms of the outcome itself. Oh, is he really that successful? Is he really making that much money? Or they will question the way in which that success was achieved. Oh, he does this because he's very friendly with the boss. He does this because his super boss is a big mentor for him, and he's the one who guides him. He's a blue-eyed boy of the chairman. That's the kind of thing that is there. Now, if these are your belief systems about career success, then what you're basically saying is that unless you have a mentor, unless you have a supporter in a skip level boss within the company, someone who's looking over you, then it is unlikely for you to succeed. Okay, and therefore your efforts will be spent more in searching for a mentor to become a blue-eyed boy for, rather than in working hard yourself. All right, so that's the idea. The point is that it is our belief systems that actually determine what kind of things we attract from the world. If you have a tendency to criticize rich people, if you have a tendency to criticize success in other people, what you're actually doing is telling the universe that, look, I don't want success. Success is what I will end up repelling if I do that. So first point is, get your belief systems right. Let your belief systems be stuff that actually helps you attract more money, more career success, better relationships into your life. All right. That's the first point. Okay. The second point is we looked at get racing. Visualize your success, experience it. Now, I have this tip, and I did this when I was in DPS RK Puram a long time back, and I was trying to get into IIT, and I wanted to visit the IIT campus, and somehow that didn't happen. And after a year or so, what happened was I didn't make it into the first attempt in joint entrance exam, the JEE exam. And three of my friends took the exam a second time, and they studied and they got in. And when I went to meet them on their campus in IIT Delhi, that is when I actually visualized, okay, the success. And I said, when I look at the campus, I said, I didn't do graduation in a good institute. I did in a college called Vishwakarma Institute of Technology in Pune. but I'm definitely going to do an MBA from a very good college. And this is one of the things that I'm talking about. If you want to get into IIM Ahmedabad, if you want to get into IIM Bangalore, take a flight to Bangalore, go down to the campus, see the campus, and be a part of that campus for a few hours. You will you will develop the motivation to do the hard work necessary for you to get into get into the top 1 percentile, 99 percentile and more in CAT, which is necessary for you to get into an IIM. All right, so visualize your success, experience it. You want to buy a fancy car, go into the Mercedes dealership and ask them for a test drive. Go into the Audi dealership and ask them for a test drive. You want to buy a fancy house, start looking at fancy houses. Start looking at builder ads. Start going and visiting the sample flat, taking a quotation, and then working hard toward it. What you're doing is you're bringing it into your realm of experience, and that is what is actually help you achieve your goals better. So point number 2 is visualize your success, experience it, and that's what increases the motivation, which leads to more hard work, which leads to more success. All right. Point number 3 is the kind of affirmations, okay, that you practice. Now we spoke about law of attraction in the first step. Affirmations is, instead of focusing on what you don't want, or instead of focusing on let's say debt, let's say what you want to focus on is attracting money. So what would be a simple statement that attracts money? I get all the necessary opportunities for me to be able to learn more skills so that I can make more money. Okay? I am able to get a lot of support from my bosses. This is an affirmation. All right. The affirmation is now I'll give you one example of where it works. So what happens is I have specs, as you can see. I have long range specs and also reading glasses, and I noticed my eyesight was getting a little weak. So I started doing this affirmation that my eyes are getting stronger, my eyes are getting stronger. I also started doing yoga. I started doing that Tratak exercise in the mornings. And a couple of weeks back, I did the yoga exercise about 3 times. Last week, I did it about 4 times. And I went to see Mission Impossible, the latest movie. And for the first time in about 5 years, I could actually watch the movie without wearing glasses. I was so surprised about it because my eyesight has actually improved. So affirmations work. This is the affirmation. So whatever is your affirmation about relationships, about health, about career success, about financial success, about spiritual success, spiritual goals that you have, practice these affirmations in a statement. I have this. I read these affirmations to myself loudly. I have a 4-page long document in my phone, which I read every day in the morning, and I try to read it in the night also. But twice a day is what, once as soon as you wake up, and once at the end of the day, when just before you're about to sleep. The sleeping point, the evening point, is the affirmation is a gratitude, a prayer of gratitude. Thank you so much for all the opportunities that you have given me today. That is practice affirmations, law of attraction. All right, that's point number 3. Point number 4 is become crazy obsessed over it. And when I say crazy obsessed, now, there's a lot of talk on Instagram about how you need to disappear for 6 months. And if you do even a 1% improvement every day, within a month you've grown like tremendously. And by the end of the year, in 365 days, if you just grow 1% every day, then you are literally growing by some 3,700 percentage times. You become 37 times better a version of you than what you are today, with just a 1% improvement every day. So crazy obsession means what? If you're talking about like I tell you how I went about learning digital marketing. What I did was I would have done binge watching to the tune of about 6 hours of digital marketing videos from 5 different YouTube influencers, which I used to devour for about 6 hours a day for a period of about 6 months. That is when we developed a certain expertise in digital marketing, which enables us to run some very successful campaigns for our automobile clients and some other clients that we have. All right. So crazy obsession means no Netflix, no doom scrolling, no binge watching, focused on health, focused on your goals. And you will find that 6 months of concentrated effort where you actually cut out all your distractions, and you are on track to achieving your goals. Last point, surround yourself with people with whom you share a common future and not a common past. Now, this is so important because if I ask you to write down your top 10 friends today, chances are these are people from your college. Either you studied engineering or commerce with them, or a 3-year graduation, or you went to a B school with them. So see what is happening. You have a common past. But what happens after college is everybody goes on to their own path, and then we are, go on our different paths. Yeah, what is more important today is not only that you have friends with people with whom you have a common past, but also with people with whom you have a common future. Now, what is a common future? So the common future is that if, for example, we want to grow our digital marketing agency, I realize that I need to work with digital marketers whom I can pick up the phone and ask for help. These are my mentors. And I suddenly realized that there are 5 people in my batch who are superb marketeers. There's Amitesh Rao, who's CEO of Leo Burnett. There's a chap called Gautam Kiawat, who's based in Singapore. There is there's a chap called Sandeep Raut, who is a digital marketeer. These are the people who are our coaches. Okay? And sometimes they are busy, sometimes they are not available. But if I call up 5 people or 6 people, there's a guy called Neeraj Sanan who's helped out a lot. There's GK Suresh, who's a good friend and is a brand management consultant in Bangalore. When I call up these people, and these are the people with whom I have a common future. We have not, in fact, many of these people we have not spoken for years and years together, but we are all going in the same direction of becoming better marketers. That's the help that we provide to each other. If you want to get into a fitness routine, surround yourself with people who have already run a half marathon or a full marathon. I mean, if you want to run a half marathon, surround yourself with people who already been there, done that. That's the group of people with whom you have a common future. All right. Okay, right. So these are the 5 points we wanted to talk to you about. If you want to reinvent your life in 2025, these are tactics that will serve. They're time-tested tactics, and they work for us. Try them out. They'll work for you also. So if you reached till here, thanks a lot. I'm Maneesh Konkar. We can help you with training your teams. And remember to check out our courses. There's some awesome stuff over there on sales and marketing. And talk about. I'd like you to mention in the comments also about how you are, what kind of activities did you do which helped you faster reach your goals faster. We'd love to hear about that, and who knows, we'll like any of these points, we'll make it into a video also. Thanks a lot. I'll see you in the next video.